Welcome back, second graders. It's been really fun reading your different hooks and topic sentences that you sent in last time we were together. And we're coming along nicely on our descriptive writing piece. As you'll recall, I'm writing a piece about different Christmas traditions. A lot of you are writing different papers about different topics. Remember, we had this list, so some of you are writing about different kinds of board games, different types of toys, different kinds of restaurants, or maybe different gymnastic events. So, our writing is not going to be the same, but hopefully, we can go through the process together and get you started on the next chapter in your piece. So, we left off and we did just the main part of our web with the main idea in the middle and then three supporting ideas around the outside of the web. Remember, I said we were going to add more to this a little bit later. So, we are going to come back to this. Then we did our hook where we grabbed the reader's attention, and then we did our topic sentence where we just flat out told the reader what our piece was going to be about. Now we're going to start writing the main body of our paper. So I'm going to turn the page. Remember, some friends have these paper packets. Other friends are just writing on plain old notebook paper in their writing journals, and either way is totally fine. So if you have this, you're going to just flip to this back page here. And I'm going to put my finger into the front so that I can flip back and forth from this page to my plan. Now, on my web, the first thing I have here that I want to write about is baking cookies. Remember how we did a topic sentence to tell the reader what our whole paper was going to be about? Remember, it was different Christmas traditions. I'm going to do kind of like a topic sentence for this page about baking cookies. So I'm going to write one type of tradition is baking cookies. Okay, so that's just reminding me that I need to stay on track and that this page is only going to be about baking cookies. As a matter of fact, I might even want to put a text feature in there. Maybe I'll want to do some bold print up here. Baking cookies. Most times when you read an informational text, they'll have a bold print heading. So I'm going to do baking cookies. Now, of course, here's where I want to get to the fun part and talk about what types of cookies. So I'm going to go back to my web, and now I'm just going to do some thinking here. Okay, so each family probably has their own types of things that they make. In my family, we make something called thumbprints. So remember, I'm going to do the writing first, then I'm going to circle it because remember, I know the trick that second graders always make the circle too small. All right, what else do we make? Oh, okay. If you like Rice Krispie treats, you would like these. These are called corn flake wreaths. And I'll explain more when I do the writing. So cornflake wreaths. And then what's Christmas without doing cutouts? Cutout cookies to cut out of dough and frost. So now I know what my three details are about. I have my little sentence here that tells my reader, remember, I'm going to pretend like my reader isn't the smartest. So I have to come right out and just say what this is going to be about. So one type of tradition is baking cookies. So now I'm going to go into it and talk about all those different kinds I wrote about. So the first thing I wrote was thumbprint cookies. So now I'm going to give some details about thumbprint cookies because you might think, what is she talking about? Thumbprint cookies are fun to make because, my favorite word, because you roll balls of dough and then press your thumb in the middle. So it's kind of gushy and fun. Then you fill it with red jelly before you bake it. They're so festive looking. All right, so then what else did I say? I'm checking my plan. So, okay, yep, I did thumbprints. I'm just going to check that off just to remind myself I wrote about it. Oh, cornflake wreaths. Yeah. Okay. Cornflake wreaths taste just like Rice Krispie. I'm making that an uppercase because that's a proper noun in the middle of a sentence. It's a certain brand. So it tastes just like Rice Krispie treats with cereal and melted marshmallows. Oh man, I am not sure how to spell marshmallows. I hear a F sound in there, but something tells me it's an A. Yeah. I'm just circling that just to remind myself that I don't know really how to spell that. Then you just add green food coloring and I spoon them out and just add little red dots of holly and they look like wreaths. But I want to get to my third, probably the most common kind of cookie. So maybe I'll put, of course, many families love to get creative making cutout cookies in shapes like, oh, I'm out of room. I think I'm just going to use this space at the bottom. In shapes like, oh, and if you guys were here, I know kids would be yelling out at me saying things like bells, stars, and trees. Okay, frosting them is the best part. All right, so now I'm done with baking cookies. So let me see, did I do cornflake wreaths? Yes. Did I do cutout cookies? Yes. So now I'm completely done with this topic here, baking cookies. So that brings me to the end of my lesson today. Remember, if you didn't have this paper, you are probably doing it just in your journal. And so you can go to where you left off yesterday, skip a line, and same thing. One. If you indent a little bit, it shows that you're starting a new idea. You could even do your bold heading right here. So if you wanted to do in your writing journal on your regular paper, you could do something like baking cookies and do it right in your writing journal. So even if you don't have the paper that some of the kids are using, see, you can still do the same thing. I won't rewrite the whole thing, don't worry. One type of tradition. Now, you are probably not going to say one type of tradition is baking cookies, but depending on your topic, you might say something like, what? I'm going to even underline this. Let me do it in a different color here. One type of, you might say, one type of sport to play is basketball. You might say one type of gymnastic event is the beam. One type of toy that's fun to play with is Legos. One type of hairstyle that people like are braids. Get what I'm saying? So no matter what your topic is, you're still going to maybe want to start with your first little mini topic sentence at the beginning of this paragraph. So one type of, so I'm underlining it in both kinds of paper here. One type of. I'm going to post a picture of this in your seesaw activity to help you remember what you should do today. Your job is to take one of the circles on your web and go ahead and write using some details. Feel free to add a text feature like bold heading, or if you wanted, you could even make a little drawing and put a caption or a label off to the side. All right, second graders, happy writing. Don't forget to take a picture and post it on the slide in your seesaw activity.